Somewhere on this planet right now, there is a stone wall so perfectly cut that even with today's lasers and machines, we can't replicate it. We don't know how they did it. We literally cannot copy it. Sit with that for a second. A wall built thousands of years ago by people we're told had no metal tools, no wheels, no modern math, is more precise than anything human hands can make in 2026. And this isn't the only one. All over the world, ancient structures exist that shouldn't exist. Structures so advanced, so impossible, that even scientists whisper the same question in private. What if we don't actually know our own history? Think about your own life for a second. Haven't you ever felt like something didn't add up? Like the story you were told growing up wasn't the full picture? Maybe it was something small, a lie you were told as a kid, or a fact in school that later turned out to be wrong. That feeling, that itch in your brain that says, wait, that doesn't make sense. That's the exact same feeling historians get when they stand in front of these ancient sites. Because these aren't just old buildings. They're questions with no answers, and once you start asking them, you can't stop. So let's start with the big one, Egypt, the pyramids. You've heard about them your whole life, right? But here's what most people never get told. The Great Pyramid of Giza is built from over 2 million blocks of stone. Some of them weigh as much as 80 tons. That's heavier than a Boeing 737 aircraft. And they're stacked, perfectly aligned, with barely any gap between them, so tight you can't even slide a piece of paper in the cracks. Now ask yourself, how? With no cranes, no trucks, no modern tools. Just ropes, wood, and manpower? Egyptologists say yes, it's possible with enough workers and enough time. But other researchers look at the same evidence and say, something doesn't fit. And it gets stranger. The pyramid is aligned to true north with an accuracy of 0.05 degrees. Modern engineers with satellites and lasers still struggle to be that precise. So who taught them that kind of accuracy? Or did somebody already know it? Now let's go to South America, Puma Punku in Bolivia. This place breaks brains. The stones there aren't just cut, they're cut with mathematical precision, like they were carved by a machine, not a hand. Perfect right angles. Complex interlocking joints, like ancient Lego pieces designed to snap together seamlessly. And the material? Diorite. One of the hardest stones on Earth. Harder than most metal tools that supposedly existed at the time. So the question becomes terrifying in a way. If they didn't have the tools to cut it, who did? This is where the ancient alien theory comes in. Not as a joke, not as a meme. As a real, serious question some historians refuse to dismiss completely. Because whenever something looks too advanced for its time, too perfect, too impossible, the brain instinctively searches for an explanation, and aliens isn't actually about spaceships. It's about a much scarier idea. What if intelligence on Earth has been reset before? What if there were civilizations before us that reached technology levels we haven't even imagined yet, and then vanished? Keep that thought in your head, because it's about to get even weirder. Let's talk about Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. This one changed history overnight. For decades, scientists believed civilization started with farming, roughly 6,000 years ago. Then in the 1990s, this site was uncovered. Massive carved stone pillars, arranged in circular patterns, decorated with detailed animal carvings, dating back over 11,000 years. That's before farming, before writing, before the wheel. Before what we were taught was the beginning of civilization. So how does a society with no agriculture, no metal tools, and supposedly no organized labor force build something this advanced? Nobody has a clean answer. And that unanswered question is exactly why this topic refuses to die. Because the human brain hates open loops. It needs closure. It needs an ending. And ancient mysteries like this, they never give you one. They just open more doors. Now here's where it gets personal, and honestly kind of eerie. Have you ever looked up at the stars and felt small? Like there's something bigger out there that we're not seeing? That feeling isn't random. Ancient civilizations felt it too, and they built entire monuments dedicated to the sky. Stonehenge in England aligns perfectly with the summer solstice sunrise. The pyramids align with specific star constellations. Ancient temples in Cambodia, in Mexico, in Peru, all built with cosmic alignments that shouldn't be possible without advanced astronomy. It's like every ancient civilization, separated by oceans, with no contact with each other, was obsessed with the same sky, the same stars, the same message. Coincidence? Maybe, but when the same coincidence repeats across the entire planet, in cultures that never met, Doctors call that a pattern. Scientists call that a pattern. And once you see a pattern like that, you cannot unsee it. So here's the value drop, the part your brain has been waiting for this whole time. Why do these ancient sites spark alien theories specifically? It's not really about spaceships landing on Earth. It's about three things repeating over and over. 1. Impossible precision, engineering accuracy we still can't easily match today. 2. Impossible timing, technology appearing thousands of years before it should exist based on our historical timeline. 3. Impossible knowledge, astronomy, mathematics, and construction techniques that seem to come from nowhere, with no gradual learning curve, no trial and error phase visible in the archaeological record. Normally, human progress is slow, clumsy, full of failed attempts before success. But these sites? They appear finished, advanced, confident, like someone already knew exactly what they were doing from the very first stone. And that's the moment your brain locks in, right? Because now you're not just curious. You're unsettled. You start wondering, what if the ancient alien theory isn't really about aliens at all? What if it's about something even more disturbing? What if it's proof that human history has giant missing chapters wiped out by floods, wars, or disasters so massive they erased almost everything? Except the stones that couldn't be destroyed. That's the dopamine spike. That's the twist nobody warns you about. This isn't a story about ancient aliens visiting Earth. It's a story about humanity possibly forgetting its own past, advanced knowledge that existed once and disappeared. Not delivered by beings from another planet, but built by humans just like us, who were somehow more capable, more precise, more advanced in specific ways than we are willing to admit. And if that's true, then the real question isn't, did aliens help build these sites? The real question is, what else have we forgotten? What other truths were buried under centuries of dust, war, and time? Take a breath for a second. Because here's the truth underneath all of this. Mystery isn't scary because of what we don't know. It's scary because of what it reveals about us. How little we actually understand, how much confidence we place in stories that might be incomplete, and how comfortable we've become assuming the past was simple just because it's old. These ancient sites aren't just stone, they're reminders. Reminders that history is not a straight line. It's a puzzle with missing pieces, and some of those pieces are so advanced, they make us question everything we thought we understood about human potential. Maybe there weren't aliens. Maybe there were humans capable of far more than we give them credit for. Or maybe the answer is still out there, buried, waiting to be found. Either way, one thing is certain. The mystery isn't over. It's just getting started. If this pulled you in the way it pulled me in while researching it, hit subscribe, because there are more stories like this coming, stories that make you question what you thought you knew. Drop a comment and tell me which ancient site freaks you out the most, Egypt, Bolivia, or Turkey. Let's figure this out together.